Alright, so before we actually start the review, I'd like to get a couple of things off of my chest here. For those of you who watch my channel, have been watching it for quite a while, or long-time viewers of mine, you'll likely want to listen to this message. If you're somebody out there who's just watching the review and is not going to give a shit, then I'll leave a timestamp for you to skip to, so you can just go to the review and you don't have to listen to this. So the first thing I wanted to address is that this is not the 1,000 subscriber special. Don't worry. The real one is currently in development. I have it in the works. I have the game that I want to review for the 1,000 subscriber special. I've already told one of my close friends what game it is, but I told them not to spoil it, so you guys will find out when you find out. I have no exact timetable for the 1,000 subscriber special. I can just say expect it. That's really it for that. So this isn't the 1,000 subscriber special. The real one is in the works. Don't worry. The last thing that I wanted to address, the here's a meme thing. While that is really funny, and I do like that joke, it's not mine. Obviously, it's somebody else's. It belongs to my good buddy Michael. Yes, that Michael. And you know, he delivered some wholehearted words of criticism to me. So we had a brief discussion. We talked about it and everything. And you know, I'm dropping that. That's not happening again. So Michael, if you're watching, you probably aren't, but if you are, I am sorry. I did say that to you on Discord. I am sorry. That was a dumb thing for me to do. That was an autistic thing for me to do because I am autistic. But that's no excuse. That's your joke. I shouldn't have done that. I've done that way too many times in the past. And yeah, I'm stopping that for real now. And next time I do it, then I'm just gonna delete the video. So yeah, with all of that out of the way, I believe that's it. Yes, that is it. Okay, so, alright, good shit. So, enough about that shit. Let's get on with the review. I like Crash of the Titans. Crash of the Titans was released on October 4th, 2007 for the PS2, Xbox 360, Wii, PSP, Nintendo DS, and Game Boy Advance? Okay. The handheld versions have a slightly altered version of the story, but it's more or less the same, only with Dingo Dial. The console versions were ported onto the PSP, so there's nothing new there. Now, a lot of people really hate this game. Most have gone as far as to say things like, Crash is a platformer, not a beat-em-up. And of course, this game ruined my childhood! And I will admit, when I was little, I didn't really spend that much time with this game. I remember renting it once and only playing it for about 20 minutes until I finally gave up. But after going back to it to record for the review, I really enjoyed it. I'm dead serious, Crash of the Titans was fun. It wasn't absolutely masterful, but it was fun. As many have gathered, Titans is a beat-em-up. It was a reboot for the series, something Crash really needed. The past couple of games have been mediocre at best, so I think it was a good thing Radical hit the reset button. The story sees Coco building a device capable of recycling butter. Suddenly, Cortex appears and he kidnaps Coco and Aku Aku, freezes Crunch, and leaves. Crash throws the device and hits Aku Aku's cage, causing him to fall. Crash reunites with Aku Aku, and they find and confront Cortex. Cortex plots to destroy Wumpa Island with a giant robot known as the Doominator. Eventually, Cortex fails and retreats. pissing Uka Uka off enough to want to replace him. So Uka Uka does replace Cortex with his niece, Nina. Nina takes control of the operation, forcing Coco to build the robot.
Meanwhile,
Crash and Aku confront Tiny, Engine, and Uka on their way to rescue Coco. They get inside the Doominator and confront Nina's Spider-Bot. Then Coco uses the purple thingy to disable the Doominator. The robot then crashes onto the island. Coco doesn't seem to care though, because so long as our house is fine, then fuck all the other inhabitants' well-beings. Then Crash yells an actual word at the end.
Now let's go home and eat pancakes! Pancakes!
Now, people will say that this is not Crash's first word, but keep in mind this is a reboot, so canonically, yes, it is. Anyway, now that the story's out of the way, let's talk about the rest of this game. Now this game is completely different compared to everything else in the series. Instead of collecting crystals and gems and warp rooms, Crash is now going level to level with the mindset of saving his sister. That sounds very similar to another game in the series. The designs in this game are a little funky. While the art direction was clear, the character redesign direction was not. Crash looks pretty cool. A lot of people don't like the tattoos, but I'm fine with them. Cortex, Engine, Aku Aku, Nina, and Crunch look pretty good too. Then we get Coco. She looks... in a word... demented. Uka Uka looks nothing like his original design, but it's still fine. Then there's Tiny. Yes, that thing is Tiny. Jess Harnell voices Crash, Debbie Derryberry plays Coco, Lex Lang returns for Cortex, and Nolan North reprises his role for Engine. We also get some new voices. Chris Williams voices both of the shitty parodies, Aku Aku is voiced by Greg Eagles, and Uka Uka is voiced by John DiMaggio. Titans has you going from level to level collecting mojo to upgrade Crash's health, slides, and spins. You can still collect Wumpa Fruit, but only occasionally to replenish your health. Oh, by the way, you punch and kick. Spinning needs to be unlocked. Weird. That's like unlocking the spin dash in Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyway, once you free Aku Aku, you can use him as a shield and a surfboard. Sound familiar? The whole game is beating up a bunch of baddies to open up the next area. Repeat until the end of the level. The NPCs actually have some funny dialogue between each other when you're a distance from them.
Bandicoots, a medium-sized marsupial omnivore from the order Paramelamorphlia. Obviously, yes, everyone knows that. Yeah. But what most people don't know is that Paramelamorphlia creatures are immune to mojo control.
The NPCs have various voice actors, the most notable being Tom Kenny, known for his role as Spyro the Dragon and SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, you would think that you just go around punching and kicking. Well, no. This game combines beat 'em up with platforming, allowing for multiple genres to mesh together. Almost too often. However, Radical learned from their mistakes, and this game meshed the two really well. In addition to the platforming, we also get the main attractions. These fantastic beasts are known as Titans. Get it? These fantastic beasts are known as Titans. Get it? You have to bash them a bit until they're stunned. Then you use Aku Aku to jack the Titan. And there are a lot of Titans in this game. Spikes, Snipes, Sludges, Ratsicles, Battlers, Scorporillas, Electrics, Magmadons, Gores, Shelliphants, Stenches, and Rhino Rollers. Some of them are completely useless, and some are overpowered, of course. My personal favorite is the Spike. I fucking love his design, and he makes funny sounds. In each episode, you also get a minigame to play. These involve jacking a certain Titan to detonate bombs, collecting free Jack masks, grabbing green mojo, and defeating a wave or two of enemies and Titans. Each Titan has a special attack that can be used with the push of a button. Unless you're playing the Wii version like I did. If you win the minigame, you get a voodoo doll that allows you to replay it without having to go back through the level. Speaking of voodoo dolls, those are the collectibles in this game. Each level has a red voodoo doll that unlocks concept art for that episode. Each episode has 3 objectives: Minion Master, Combo King, and Spybot Extermination. Minion Master involves killing a certain number of enemies, Combo King involves getting a certain hit combo without taking a hit, and then there's the task of finding the 3 Spybots in each level. These 3 goals determine what voodoo doll you will earn at the end. If you complete 1, you get bronze. If you beat 2, you get silver. And if you complete all 3, you get gold. There are a total of 20 episodes. Each episode title references pop culture in some way, shape, or form. Speaking of references, there is a lot of them. Certain lines that get said reference Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. At the beginning of Episode 8, Crash reenacts everybody's favorite scene from Planet of the Apes. Episode 20, the final level, starts with girders set up like Donkey Kong. Who's sitting at the top? Why, the Scorporilla, of course. That's another thing I like about this game. It's actually funny. There are 5 bosses. The Yuctopus, Tiny... Engine, Uka Uka, and Nina Spiderbot. Uka Uka can fuck right off. One of my nunchucks is dead because of him. Good night, sweet prince. You served me well. Also, the fuck is up with Engine? While the beat-em-up segments are really where the most fun occurs in this game, your Titans can't platform with you. Great. There goes that sludge that I had for about 30 seconds. Oh well. The music in this game was entirely composed by Mark Barrel. Thank God we're no longer dealing with... I strongly suggest you go give it a listen. Unfortunately, I can't play any of it because it's wearing... protection. Copyright protection, to be more precise. Some of the humor in this game is funny, but most of it was just dumb shit only kids would laugh at. However, John DiMaggio made a lot of it funny. Everything he says is just pure gold.
Oh yes, I will kill Crash Bandicoot. Kill him forever. Oh, I love this part. Okay, it's done.
Cortex also has some funny bits for the 2.5 minutes or so he gets in this game.
I promise, from now on, I'll be more evil, more villainous, more horrible! Horrible! Oh, and go kill bandicoots too. I'm still going to spank you stupid for this.
However, we need to address the elephant in the room. Crunch still thinks he's Mr. T, and apparently some of that rubbed off on Tiny because now he thinks he's Mike Tyson. Seriously, who the hell thinks this is intimidating?
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to eat your face. I'm still mad about the last game. You didn't even invite me. That really hurt.
Wait, why was he so butthurt about not being in tag team racing? If you ask me, I think he dodged a bullet. This game has some replay value, but not that much. You can go back to previous episodes to unlock more stuff, including skins. After jacking a certain amount of one Titan, you'll unlock that Titan's skin. When Crash wears that skin, he can stun that Titan with just one hit. The free Jack masks also do this. This makes jacking certain Titans much easier. In fact, it becomes a bit too easy. Although I hate trying to jack battlers and sludges, so I can give the skins a pass. You also get a Halloween skin for reaching 50% completion. Sorry, that had to get out. After completing levels, you can view info pages for enemies and Titans, fully narrated by Aku Aku. I can understand why a lot of people really don't like this game. It's definitely not every Crash fan's cup of tea, but hey, it's got something for everyone. Cool platforming, addicting beat 'em up, badass Titans, challenging bosses, and awesome music. And this game has co-op mode.
Say what?
Yes, for the first time since Bash, you and your friend can play together. The cool thing is that one of you can press a button to jump into the other's backpack. This is very convenient as you can decide who is better at the platforming segments. There are 2 different backpack styles. Piggyback mode just has one player riding the other's back, while Leapfrog mode has the control switch between players after jumping. This is weird. Don't play co-op with Leapfrog mode. You may have noticed that this is not my gameplay. That's because it isn't. My good friend Monstro did a playthrough with his friend Zigadox way back in the Stimpy Land days. The videos were recently republished on his second channel, The Return of Stimpy. I'll leave a link to that channel in the description. Do take note that it's only an archive channel, therefore expect no new uploads. If you and your friend are good enough at the game, you can just breeze through the difficult parts of the game, especially Uka Uka's boss fight. Overall, this game is very enjoyable. I'm sorry, but hearing people say this game ruined their childhood is just hysterical. Let me tell you something. My childhood was killed by seeing Mario and Robot Chicken, finding out Santa wasn't real, and hearing Sonic's Japanese voice actor in Sonic X say shit in English. The fuck's your excuse? Crash of the Titans gets 6 out of 10. I get why fans of the old games wouldn't necessarily like this game, but at least give it a chance, like I did. You might like it, you might hate it. Play the game for yourself and decide. Would I recommend this game? I don't know. On one hand, I want to because it is a fun game, but on the other hand, I don't because it's a Crash game, and I know a lot of people don't like it. But hey, I used to be part of that group. No, not the group that said Titans ruined my childhood. The group that just simply didn't like the game. Now I find it to be super enjoyable, playing through the levels, watching the funny cutscenes, and reminding myself that there are worse games in the series than this. So, yes, I do recommend this game. Well, that was fun. I'm actually keen on playing its sequel now. So, join me next time when I tackle Crash Mind Over Mutant. Until then, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel. Or you will only be allowed to listen to Spyro Mouth for the rest of your life.